Esther, Abraham.
He's a hard act to follow.
He's a good man.
But your act is as good.
Oh, okay. Well, for 3 days I've been sitting outside the principal's office waiting to go see the principal. And here you are. And I love you very, very much. You changed my life. And I wrote down some things here. It's about occupation. I've been a trucker for 20 years or so now. And when I started, it was wonderful and exciting. And then the miles and the years went by and it drove me down. And a friend of mine turned me on to you. And it changed my whole life. And I'm so happy now. And I know that.
Because now you have something to listen to while you drive, yeah?
Well, that's the key right there. Every night I've had you plugged in. And it's soaked in. And it's really, really soaked in. And I love you so much. What happened was, all hell broke loose.
Perfect. We hear your timer over there.
And I started to discover that I really love what I'm doing. And contrast was incredible. And the places I went was incredible.
There's a freedom out there,
and
isn't there?
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. And I'm one with the road now. And everybody out there. And I even wave to Esther and Jerry sometimes, you know. And I know that life is supposed to be fun. And I'm having a ball now. And I love it. I really, really love it. And I just want to thank you very much for that. I just want to ask you about contrast. In the beginning, after all hell broke loose,
Now, we want to talk about why that is just a little bit. Because what happens is, people ask that question. When we start doing this work, is it normal for all hell to break loose? And we say, yes, because as you begin to more deliberately think about what you want, it makes you more sensitive to where you are in relationship to what you activate the vibration of desire, which makes your vibration of resistance show more.
Well, it was wonderful. I mean, sunsets would make me cry, and all kinds of scenery and everything, and I just was having a wonderful time. And the old me disappeared, and the new me came out, the real me, the me from the little boy that I was. Well,
the real you reappeared, and the temporary you, in other words, the real you is that good feeling being.
Right.
And so your resistance just dissolved.
Right.
And you came back into alignment with who you really are. And you discovered that the choices that you made about driving the truck and so on were not wrong choices, they were inspired choices.
Right.
Yes.
And I'm free out there. After a while, the contrast was lowered, and I didn't see as much as I was seeing before. But after this weekend, my contrast is back up there again.
Well, you get more discerning. You see, what happens is, at first, as you begin listening to the way you feel and making the effort to find better feeling thoughts, so you get going more and more with the flow, what happens is, at first, the relief factor is bigger. Because as you're releasing resistance, you're just feeling that wonderful relief. And the feeling of relief is a rush in and of itself. But once you begin going with the flow, then we tease a little bit. We say our physical friends really like the drama of life. Sometimes you just stir things up on purpose. In fact, you're even the audience is a little surprised at how you're talking of contrast in such a friendly way. Most people don't like contrast very much. But you have enjoyed the relief factor in it. And the more in alignment, Esther remembers that when she first allowed Abraham to flow through her in a format like this, that because her own physical body was not up to speed with the vibration of Abraham, enough that she could receive us, but not enough that she could receive us effortlessly or easily. She felt like she had her toe in a light socket, and her body would shake, and she would sit in a chair and she would hold on for dear life for fear she might fly off into orbit. And
sort of like me right now.
And one or the other of her feet would sort of kick about a little bit. She made Jerry promise to put that video camera away. None of you will ever see any of that. And then when she would stand at the podium getting ready for Abraham to come forth, she could feel the vibration of us. It was a palpable feeling of energy coming forth. But over time, she's acclimated to the energy, so the in and out of Abraham is seamless. Right. They can sit at a dinner table, and Jerry can ask a question, and we can be right there having a chat with him and be silent when the waiter comes. In other words, it's a very easy transition.
Right.
And but the point that we're making is, the more you acclimate to that energy, then the less you feel that contrast, and that's a good thing. Esther did not understand that at first. She sort of enjoyed that feeling of swooning as the energy of Esther mixed with the energy of Abraham. And we were finally able to help her to understand that as the swooning subsided, because she took that swooning as a signal that Abraham was really present. And we helped her finally to understand that the swooning was an indication of some resistance. And once she really aligned with us, the swooning stopped. And this is what we're wanting to say to you too. You will not be able to stop exploring contrast, and you will never stop giving birth to more desires. But the subtleties of where you are going, it's just more refined now. The contrast, when from our viewpoint, the subtle contrast is really better. We think the ideal life experience is living life, I would like that, lining up with it. Living life, I would like that, line up with it. Living life, I would like that, line up with it. But humans want to live life, I want that, I don't have that, I want that, I don't have that. Oh, what will I do, what will I do, what will I do? Ah, relief, ah, relief, ah, relief, ah, ah, ah. I want that, I don't have it. I want that, I don't have it. Most humans want more drama. We would, if we were standing in your physical shoes, want it and get it, 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 want it and get it.
Well, I've been good at that. I've been writing down.
And when you don't care what others are thinking, then want it and get it and want it and get it and want it is good life.
Well, I'm around a lot of people. You know, I'm on the highway all the time, and I write down my intentions each day of clear road and great interactions, and it always happens for me. Now, there is a few bumps, but that's me creating them. But then I turn that big truck around and I go downstream, and I'm so happy. And I realize that I am the controller of all my experiences, and it's so wonderful. It's so wonderful. And I actually love it all now. I really, really do.
Well, it's supposed to be good for you, and it gets better and better.
It is.
There is an advantage that all of you truckers, Jerry and Esther included, have, and that is that the open road is really conducive to alignment.
Well, it like makes me meditate as I'm driving, and then I turn around and 500 miles is up, and I want another 500 miles, and being plugged in. And every day
is a new day, and so you cannot get passive. Every moment you are focused upon something in the moment, which makes it less likely that you will dwell on things that are unproductive. In other words, it is an environment that is conducive to alignment.
Well, I wrote down asking the universe, show me a sign today, show me a sign. And the sign is the same every time. It's an incredible sunset that just blows me away. And, okay, can I get to my third thing now? Okay, dream.
The beeper has already beeped, hasn't it?
Okay.
We'll begin with you when we return from segment of refreshment.
All right, thank you.
Very good. You're welcome. And are you refreshed? Yes. Good. You're ready to continue?